Hi, everybody. I have Shane back here again to talk about like a drive and how many birds go over our head, because I know that we didn't really talk about it before, and it is very different than in the States. So in the States, we have continental chutes or tower chutes that simulate the driven chute that you guys do in the UK. And what they'll do on, let's say we've signed up for a 400 bird continental chute or tower chute, what they'll do is they'll have the birds in a box or, you know, in the back of a pickup truck or something like that, and they'll position themselves so that they can release the birds, kind of throwing them in the air, and a 400, and then they fly over the guns. A 400 bird day is that's how many birds are actually thrown or released, but we might only get maybe 150 or 200 will be shot. So I know that's very, very, very different than in the UK. Apart from the rearing of the birds, you know, that's all different too. But let's talk about how many birds, if we came to Courtfield like we did for a 300 bird day, how many birds would we see?
So generally on a 300 bird day, all our birds are released. Whatever birds we rear are released onto the chute, and they're wild from the age of, they're still in open top release pens until they're about 14 weeks old. But once we open the gates and let them out of those open top release pens, even though they can fly in and out on their own because they can at that stage because there's no net on top, those birds are wild on the estate. We feed them to the areas that we want to show them from, drive them from over the guns. So on a 300 bird day, we may do 5 drives. And on those drives, you could potentially see over 1,000 birds fly over the team of guns on each of those drives. Sometimes a lot more. Depending
so on how each of the drives, like 1,000 per drive?
That actually fly over the team of guns. And the secret is not to shoot every bird, but it's to pick and choose the birds that you would like to shoot at. So where you guys would take a 400 bird day, you'd buy 400 birds for that day. You may only shoot 250. We control how many birds you shoot by the shoot host is on a radio transmitting to me saying, okay, they've shot 40 birds so far, so let's show a few more. And we balance the day so that if you guys have only bought a 300 bird day, you will shoot 300 birds. If the birds are too high for you guys to shoot, you might not shoot 300 birds, but you'll certainly shoot the best part of 2,000 shots. So yeah, that's the difference of how it is between the States and the UK.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's always a big question. And when I try to explain to people that, yeah, you could see 1,000 birds come over you in one drive, not all at the same time, obviously.
No.
You guys are very good at.
Because normally I'm in the woods trying to control how many of those are coming out each time. So
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they come in kind of nice waves, and
that's right.
And when people hear, oh, 1,000 birds will fly over you in one drive, they're just, you know, kind of blown away. But so the birds that then don't get shot, so how do they get back into the mix?
So what will happen is those birds have flown from one side of the valley to the other side, which they're left quiet then for the rest of the day. And then the following morning I go back and whistle them all back across again. So throughout the season, those same 1,000 birds may go over the guns 10 times, sometimes more. It depends how many birds get shot off that particular drive. But yeah, those birds, they're wild, but at the same time, they always come back to where they're fed, and they go back to where they roost. So you can continually use those same birds. Where you guys would buy your 400 birds for the day, they're let out, and that's it. They're gone and they're wild.
Right. Well, sometimes we'll do some walk up afterwards and see if they're hiding somewhere. Yeah. So but
ours are harvested right the way through.
Yeah. Yeah. And do they get to be better flyers?
Yes. Obviously, as the season goes on, the more that they're driven, the stronger they get. So long as you maintain the right balance of food, and they're obviously healthy, then yep, as the season goes on, birds that you were shooting reasonably well in November, some of them you won't even shoot anywhere near in January because they're high and they're strong and they're flying very fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do get a lot better as the season goes on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, good. Well, thanks for answering that question. I know it's always, the difference between the amount of birds for the different kinds of shooting that we do compared to you. So
yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks, Shane.
No, you're welcome, Liz. Thank you ever so much. Bye now.